All right, so we are back. 22.1, the first workout of the Open this year. It is a 15-minute AMRAP. We've already run through 7 heats of the workout today. We have 3 wall walks. There are some new standards on that. So we want to make sure everyone knows what's happening tonight before they come in, as we're not doing a briefing every heat. And then we have 12 dumbbell snatches. We'll talk about that one here right now. So that's taking the dumbbell from the ground and getting it all the way up overhead, one fluid motion, keeping your free hand off your body the entirety of the rep. We saw a lot of times today, because it's not heavy, people are a little lazy on the reps. And what they're doing is they're putting a little bit more of their back into it and not utilizing their hips as much. And especially because it's light, they're not dipping underneath to save them for later in the workout. So we really want to make sure that when we are doing those dumbbell snatches, we're setting the hips, we are dipping underneath to catch that weight above the head before standing up, so that in the later rounds, when you're tired and fatigued, you're not messing up and having to rest more on those box jumps and those dumbbell snatches. And it's going to make the wall walks harder too if their shoulders fatigued. Then we have box jump overs. So on the box jump overs, we are not needing to stand all the way up at any level. We want to stay low.
But both feet have to touch the top of the box. So you have to get both feet on the box before you go to the other side.
So RX, you have to jump. Scaled and foundations, you are allowed to step up. You do not have to, but at every level, everyone must step down off the box. So the reason for this is with rebounding box jumps, people injure their Achilles tendons, rupture their Achilles tendons when they are jumping off of the surface, not when they are jumping on. So this is more of a safety measure to help people stay safe. So that's something that some of you may need to practice, how to get on, get over, and do that. We have been seeing a lot of success for those athletes who are jumping on to jump and pivot. Now that pivot can happen as you are jumping, that pivot can happen on top of the box, but we would definitely encourage you not to step forward down off of the box. Stepping forward down off the box, you're gonna really blow up your quads, and you need that stability on the wall walk to stay tight, and you need it for stability on your dumbbell snatches. So stay low. If you can jump sideways, jump sideways. If you're doing the step-ups, that stepping and pivoting is gonna be huge. So that's gonna be really where we're gonna see people gain or lose time, because this is not a workout where you should need tremendous rest. So it's gonna be how efficiently you are cycling your reps, how well you keep that heart rate under control, because it's gonna get jacked up, because not only are we doing upper body, lower body movements, we are also getting inverted, and that is tough for a lot of people to keep their heart rate managed, keep their breathing managed. Anything to add on these that I might not have hit just about the movements themselves?
No, I think you should go with the movements. Yeah.
Okay, so RX, it's a 50-pound dumbbell for the guys, 35-pound dumbbell for the ladies, and then the box height is the same for RX and scale 2420. Now, this here on the wall walk, they have a different standard, and we'll show you guys that. So this is a gender standard. Gentlemen need a 60-inch tape mark. So we have a huge tape line going across the floor at 60 inches. That is blue. So when you come in tonight, the blue tape is for the guys doing RX only. The 55 inches is the green tape. That is going to be for guys, or I'm sorry, for the ladies doing RX and for anyone doing scaled. So ladies RX, anyone scaled, we're going to use the green tape. We'll go over there in a second and we'll run through those as well as the wall walk for the foundations. And then the box jump height, 2420, 2420, 12 inches. Anything you want to add before we go over and demo some stuff?
No, let's demo.
You want me to demo or you want to demo?
I can demo.
Okay. That one's a little wet, so we'll go to the center one.
Okay.
So Anne, will you have to come over? Maybe go on the side? Yeah, center one. And be able to see where her hands and feet are would be awesome. So the workout starts with the athletes standing behind the line, 3, 2, 1, go. The athlete will come to the wall. They're gonna lay down. Erica's gonna demonstrate a female RX rep. So she's using the green tape. Her hands are touching the green tape in some fashion. And what she's gonna do is she's gonna come up to a push-up position. She's gonna bring her knees off the ground. She's gonna walk her feet up. Now she will move her feet toward the white tape. She gets both hands there. She walks back out. Her feet stay on the wall till touching the green tape, and she descends down. That is a good rep. It starts and ends with her chest on the ground. Now, for some strategy, and she already did it, sending the butt back with the knees on the ground. This is opening her shoulders. She's gonna put her head down towards that. That's gonna help her open up her shoulders. From here, she can step her feet up and get up nice and high, and that's gonna allow her to move in quick. Okay, come back down and rest. So that's option 1. Option 2 would be doing the same butt back, but knees in the air, and then going up. And she gets, again, open the shoulder and is able to then move quickly. Go ahead and come back down. So that is an RX rep. For the gentlemen, they would be at the blue line instead. Now, for the scaled rep, good for this? All right. Similar setup, except we are now on the other side of that green tape, that 55-inch line. From here, she has to come up again. She has to get her feet off the ground. She walks her hands in past the tape. She then comes back out and then lowers back down. Okay? This is a really great opportunity to take advantage of pivoting the hands. So when you're doing this, if you have your hands like Erica just had them there, it's going to be a lot more range of motion that you have to cover versus turning the hands out. Take whatever the rules are and use them to your advantage. Okay? So that is what we are looking for on those 2 wall walks. The foundations version, the bear crawl, we will have the tape out. The athlete will start hands and feet on the ground behind the tape. During the bear crawl, the hips have to stay above the head and shoulders. From here, Erica is going to walk completely past the line, feet and everything, and then she will stand up, turn around, and that is completing 1 rep. So it's 3 wall walks or 3 bear crawls. Okay? Cool, doing a couple box jumps? All right. So let's talk about the scaled levels first. Stepping up, on, and over. So let's do just a traditional step up, on, and over. She pivots as she goes up. So that pivot as Erica is going up saves her time versus stepping all the way up and then going that way, which is a lot more work on her quads, or stepping all the way up and then pivoting to turn down. We're wasting energy, we're wasting time, and that adds up. Okay? Same thing's going to be true here on the jump. Let's do one where you stand all the way up and then pivot all the way and step down. This is going to be the least efficient. We stand all the way up, we step down, whether we pivot or not. It's going to be wasting a lot of energy doing that. Now Erica's going to stay facing the box. She's going to jump low, pivot, step, off. That's going to be a little bit faster. Now, the most efficient, she's going to be facing sideways. She's going to jump, step, boom, right into the next one. We are wasting the least amount of energy, but it's going to be most taxing. So when we're doing those, not only do we have to choose something that allows us to move fast in maybe that first and second round, but what's going to allow us to keep moving quickly throughout this entire 15-minute window. It seems really simple on paper. That's a classic CrossFit just sand trap, okay? So make sure you watch this video more than once, especially we have those different standards today on the wall walks. We have the different standards on the box jumps. The standards on the dumbbell snatch are the same as they have been for quite a while. On the dumbbell snatch, one thing we can talk about real quick, we don't have a light one. You want to grab, you good with that?
Yeah.
Okay, so Erica's getting warmed up, she's getting ready to go. Are you going to be able to transition that from the top?
We'll see.
All right, so let's go over and let's have Erica warm up with this. We'll go over the least efficient transition method, which is switching on the floor. So she does that dumbbell snatch. She's going to dip underneath. Boom. She puts it down, switches on the floor. That ends up, go ahead, rest. That ends up being the least efficient place to switch because it presents an opportunity to rest longer. Okay? We want to minimize the amount of unnecessary rest time. The next least efficient is going to be switching at the hips. So she's going to do 2 reps again. She's going to switch at the hips. She does that nice good dip underneath. She's setting her hips. Boom. Okay, it's just a little more awkward. Now, the most efficient is going to be transitioning the rep on the drop down. Whether that is from the very top, whether that's from as we are descending to the shoulder, but we're looking for a smooth transition from one hand to the other. This is the men's weight, so it's a little bit heavy for Erica, so we'll see how she does with it. Okay, she transitions down. Look at that, smooth, beautiful, fast repetitions. The challenge with the more efficient transfers on all of these is that you have to maintain your breath. That is the trade-off. And if you have a hard time maintaining your breath, the more efficient way is going to make you tired faster. Anything to add?
No, I do really like the lateral for the box though, so when you come in tonight, I definitely recommend practicing that, especially if you're doing step-ups. I found for people that to be a lot faster for the step-ups, and they're able to move a little quicker with it. So that'd be like my biggest tip, and use your legs on the snatch. Do not muscle snatch. That's a lot harder, and it's way more shoulder, and then you're gonna go into these wall walks, which is so much shoulder, so save it a little bit, use that dip.
So we'll see you guys tonight.
Woo! Remember, pride. So wear your best pride outfit for tonight. That is our theme.
Cool. Thanks, Ann.